Hi guys, it's Sandra here from Create in Spain. This here is my normal standard tracing paper, but it seems to be a little bit difficult to get hold of recently. And because I was finding it difficult to get hold of it, I picked something else up that I thought looked the same, which happens to be what they call vegetable paper, or it's sometimes known as onion paper. And it looks very much like tracing paper, and it acts like tracing paper. If you were using it as tracing paper, it would be fine. But this is heavier than this is. This, when it goes through a laser printer, will slightly crinkle, just a tad. Not much, but just a tad. This doesn't. It's lovely stuff, it's nice quality paper, but it is definitely different to tracing paper. But I thought if this stuff starts to get more difficult to find, it would be a good idea to know how to use the vegetable paper, if indeed I could use the vegetable paper, and to see what happened. Now, this stuff looks a bit like, and I can't say if it's the same because I haven't actually physically found any vellum, but it looks like the sort of vellums that you see in craft videos. But anyway, this is vegetable paper or onion paper, and I thought it'd be a great idea to find out how I'd use it. Now, my normal timing on my particular gel is for a pretty standard design like this, 45 seconds a time. That's it, done, dusted, over with. But I was finding that if I gave it 45 seconds, the back wasn't quite cured enough, and then sometimes the pattern didn't actually adhere to the back. Normally I have these turned to the outside of my lamp, because using my normal setup, if I were to do it with this way round, they cure so fast, it's just ridiculous, totally ridiculous. So I thought, well, if the vegetable paper is slowing things down considerably, and maybe, just maybe, use it with the lamps facing in this time. And I found that I can get it to work. So on my particular timings, I've got them written down here. With this lamp, I found with the bulbs in, my base time was 10 seconds. That's it, 10 seconds. I tried doing 15 seconds, I tried doing 8 seconds, I tried doing 5 seconds, no, 10 seconds. Whatever design I want to do, the base is going to be 10 seconds, and then I just have to adjust the second timing depending on what I'm doing. So I have here a printout. This isn't the one that I did, but it is exactly the same. And this hello here, which is pretty small, it is about just over a centimetre high on the L's, and it can only be maybe 1.5 mil for the width of the lines. And that one took me 10 seconds on the back and 20 seconds on the front. Whereas the solid shape took me 10 seconds back and front. And then this, where have I got it? Hugs, again, it's small, but it's a chunkier setup. That one took me 10 and 15. And I literally guessed that from knowing that that was 20 and that was 10, so something like that was going to be about halfway in the middle, and it came out right, exactly right, the very first time. And those are those stamps, actually stamped. That's the first time they hit paper, and they've come out perfectly. And I didn't put anything underneath them, it was onto a hard surface, so they've done just fine. So if perchance you find you can't find the tracing paper and you can find vegetable paper, then maybe you want to give that a shot. But I wouldn't recommend it unless you have learned how to do the stamps in the first place, because there is less room for error. If I were to give this another 3 seconds, I'd end up with a wrecked stamp. I know what I'm doing and I can do a test swatch, which I did, get it right, and then adjust it for the lighter lines and the heavier lines. But if you're not used to stamp making, I wouldn't recommend it. I would still have my lamps faced out the other way and try and get the tracing paper, because it would be easier. But if you do have to use it, or if you want to use it, it will work. So there you have it. That was a little bit of experimentation. It worked out fine for me, and yeah, it just gives me another option, and it gives you another option too.